Hello, I'm Melinda Nusafora, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and the stuff they're sharing around the world. On NewsFeed today, creative weapons of resistance. We look at how Hong Kong protesters are fighting back. The true identity of a popular Japanese vlogger has been revealed and fans aren't happy. And Malaysia's second panda born in captivity finally has a name. We'll tell you what it is shortly. The protests in Hong Kong continue to make headlines around the world, and one interesting element of the confrontation has caught people's attention online. Confronted with police forces using tear gas and rubber bullets, protesters are arming themselves with some creative tools of resistance. Here's Adama Manu.
Protesters in Hong Kong continue to show their anger. The mass demonstrations began in March over a bill that would allow residents to be extradited to mainland China. They've since escalated into a wider movement against Chinese interference in the former British colony, and protesters are turning to different tactics to stay ahead of authorities. It might look like something out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually a simple tool to circumvent Chinese artificial intelligence. Laser pointers confuse and disable the facial recognition technology being used by police to track down dissidents. Protesters have also used everyday street items to limit the effects of tear gas. The constant fear is that China will send in its People's Liberation Army. This week, they released a video showing anti-riot exercises at their garrison in Hong Kong. Beijing has also been known to shut down the internet to curb dissent. While surprisingly so far that hasn't happened in Hong Kong, demonstrators don't seem to be taking any chances. Similar to the city's last mass protest in 2014, post-it notes of support can be found throughout the city on so-called Lennon walls. Protesters are calling this strategy flowers blossoming everywhere to denote the spread of the movement. They're named after the original John Lennon Wall in communist-controlled Prague during the 80s. It was covered with Beatles lyrics, graffiti, and political messages as a place for the Czech youth to express their thoughts.
Right, I believe that we're trying every means possible that we can do to make our voice heard. So there's a term, be water. So whatever means of protesting that you may have on your mind, but every means matters, and we have to keep the war ongoing. Especially we do not have a very sound and effective means to get our voice, get into the institution. So we have this London Wall to get our messages delivered to the people and international society.
Neither side seems to be letting up, and they seem to be using every means available to make their stand.
Let's have a look at some other things that have caught our eye on social media. Twitch is one of the world's largest game streaming platforms, and it's been left scratching its head after losing a major star. Fortnite gamer Tyler Blevins, known as Ninja, has more than 14.5 million followers. He announced on Twitter that he's leaving Amazon's Twitch and has signed an exclusive deal with the platform's biggest rival, Microsoft's Mixer. A tweet from US Congresswoman Ilhan Omar is getting traction online. She posted these photos of herself and Speaker Nancy Pelosi visiting Ghana. She wrote on Twitter, "They said send her back, but Speaker Pelosi didn't just make arrangements to send me back, she went back with me." It was a jab at President Donald Trump, who recently said some congresswomen should go back and help fix the crime-infested places they came from. Burger King will add a new generation Whopper burger to the menu of all its US stores, but it's missing one major ingredient: meat. The Impossible Whopper has a plant-based patty. The burger chain says customers won't be able to tell the difference. I'm sure Twitter will have a thing or two to say about that when customers put it to the test next week. A ban on religious face coverings has officially come into effect in the Netherlands, but just who will enforce it? Take a look.
A major Dutch newspaper called it Algemeen Dagblad sparked outrage after publishing an article about the newly implemented ban on face veils in hospitals, schools, town halls and public transport. The article included a section that suggested that civilians have the right to perform a citizen's arrest on someone wearing a face veil and pin them to the ground until police arrive.
Well, this article led to a huge commotion on social media because violence is in this way legitimized but also advertised. This also, for example, resulted in many posts from far-right groups and individuals who are suggesting ideas such as shooting, burning down these females whenever they see them. Well, this gives them apparently a free pass to do whatever they want to do.
The chief editor of the newspaper responded to the criticism, saying that they were just trying to clear up question marks surrounding the new ban and defended the writer's choice of including the reference. People criticized the article on social media. The Dutch police received various questions over citizen arrest in the wake of the article and responded that it was factually correct. But the mayors of various large cities also stated that the enforcement of this law was not a priority for them. As a result, transport companies said they will not ask their staff to enforce the new law in the absence of officers.
Wij hadden überhaupt niet de behoefte dat er een wet kwam om dit te verbieden, want in het openbaar vervoer hadden we eigenlijk nooit problemen. Als er nu een wet is en je verwacht van ons met al die duizenden rondrijdende voertuigen dat er gehandhaafd zou worden door ons, dan moet je wel de bevoegdheden ook hebben. Maar die vraag is niet aan de orde, want we hebben die bevoegdheid niet en we hebben er ook niet op gevraagd. We hebben hem ook niet nodig.
When you buy products labelled Made in Israel, you may not actually be getting what you think you are. There are claims the labels are misleading. Have a watch of this. A technical glitch during a live stream has revealed the true identity of a popular Chinese vlogger. The unceremonious reveal has left fans stunned and angry. Here's Samantha Vardas with the details.
From fake news to online scams, you'd think that people these days would know better than to believe everything that they saw on the internet. But fans of a Chinese video blogger have still been left in shock after she was exposed as a middle-aged woman and not the young girl they are said to have worshipped and even given money to. Chow Bilo boasted more than 100,000 followers on the popular Chinese game streaming site Douyu when a technical glitch threw a spanner in the works. She was apparently live live streaming when the filter that she'd been using to make her appear more youthful stopped working, revealing her face. Now, this threw fans into a tailspin, setting China's Twitter like Weibo alight in recent days with talk of the incident. Some users have come out saying that she got what she deserved and accused her of fraud, while others have been slightly more sympathetic, saying you can't blame her and that she didn't break the law. Now, the website has reportedly suspended her account and removed all her videos from the platform, saying it was hyped and organised by the blogger herself, while other reports suggest that she's actually still streaming. But regardless, the incident has stirred up debate in China about beauty on social media platforms, particularly in the lucrative live streaming industry where thousands of people hope to find online stardom. So in a strange twist, maybe this wasn't so bad for Chow Bulo after all.
Let's go around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Friday. Britain's first hijabi-wearing jockey has won her first ever race. Khadija Mellah made history when she competed in an amateur race in England on Thursday. The 18-year-old says there are no words to describe her win, but hopes she can change the stereotype that Muslim women are oppressed and can't follow their dreams. Do a quick internet search of the word robot and you'll discover something a little unsettling. The majority are white. A study from the University of Canterbury in New Zealand has found that we're applying racial stereotypes to robots and their colour triggers social cues. The researchers say if robots are going to one day function as teachers, friends and carers, this is an issue which needs to be addressed. This image makes me feel a little squeamish. Surgeons have removed more than 500 teeth from the lower jaw of a 7-year-old boy in India. Doctors don't know what caused the unusual growth, but say it could be genetic or caused by environmental factors like radiation. Athletes who reach the podium at next year's Olympic Games in Japan will have one more reason to celebrate. The 2020 Olympic podiums and medals are made entirely from recycled material. It's just one way Tokyo is proving itself to be the greenest games ever.
The 2020 Olympics are going green. Here's how Tokyo plans to host the most eco-friendly Olympic Games ever. The Japanese donated their old or unwanted electronics to create the 2020 Olympic medals. 30.3 kilograms of gold, 4,100 kilograms of silver, and 2,700 kilograms of bronze were collected from nearly 80,000 tons of gadgets. The Tokyo 2020 Organizing Committee launched the campaign in 2017. Japan aims to power the Games with 100% renewable energy. All electricity used at the venue, accommodation, and media center will come from various solar and wind sources. The Tokyo Organizing Committee has set a goal of 65% reusable materials. Plastic cutlery, name tags, and food packaging are some of the goods that will be made of recycled material. Moderate portion sizes and awareness about food waste will be implemented during the event, as emissions from rotting food are one of the largest contributors to the greenhouse effect, which causes global heating. Sports firm ASICS, which will be responsible for the official sportswear at the Games, launched a campaign to gather some 30,000 items of sportswear. The recycled fibers extracted from the donated clothes will be used to manufacture the athletes' uniforms.
Okay, this one makes my head hurt. It's a maths problem which has the internet divided. PJM Dole posted this equation on Twitter and challenged followers to solve it. Some people say the answer is 1, others insist it's 16. Turns out even old school calculators can't agree. There's nothing we love more here at NewsFeed than animal news, and there's no animal news we love more than a panda story. The second giant panda born in captivity in Malaysia finally has a name. Meet Yi Yi. It means friendship in Mandarin and was specifically chosen to symbolise the close ties between Malaysia and China. Yi Yi is now 19 months old and weighs about 550 kilograms. That's all from the Newsfeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints or suggestions. I'm at Mindy Newsafora. You'll find us 24/7 on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. I'll see you tomorrow.